Our Mideast correspondent Alec Pollard is at a venue in the neighboring town of Bat Yam, just south of here, with a crowd that has a special interest in watching this evening's U.S.-Iran game. And Alec, tell us about it. Why in Bat Yam are there people that are so interested in that U.S.-Iran game?
Well, Calev, this is an event that's organized by Israeli Jews of Iranian descent. And these people, every World Cup, support Iran. Yes, we're talking about Israelis who support Iran during every World Cup. But this time, things are maybe a little bit different among Israelis with Iranian roots because of what's happening inside Iran, because of the protests, because of the possibility that the regime would use an Iranian victory as a propaganda tool, the fact that those protests have gone a little bit on the back burner since the World Cup has begun, and also among Iranians who aren't here in this venue in Israel, but also Iranians in Iran and other Iranians abroad in places like the United States. We see that the support for the Iranian national team is not as great as it used to be. But it should be said that many of the people here are still supporting Iran, albeit with this flag. This is the flag of Iran under the Shah before the Islamic Revolution. It doesn't have that symbol in the middle that's characteristic of Iran today. Parts of that symbol that were removed, by the way, by the U.S. Soccer Federation in one of their tweets, that tweet that drew a lot of ire from the Iranians as a type of sort of protest over the Iranian actions in the way that they were cracking down on those protests. But we will see people here today waving an Israeli flag and an Iranian flag together, supporting the Iranian national team, and according to what they've been saying, also supporting the protests inside Iran.
Right. Now, we just watched your report, Alec, about, for example, the instructions supposedly that the Iranian regime has given the players about dealing with their American counterparts. But those players have been, coaches have been under tremendous pressure, it seems. Reports about whether they were forced to sing or mouth along with the current Iranian national anthem. Some people say they reported tears in their eyes. You can only imagine how the pressure those Iranian players must be in on that field this evening.
Definitely a lot of pressure for those Iranian players based on what we've seen, especially in that first game against against England. Rather, we saw that players, they weren't singing the national anthem, and in the second game against Wales, they kind of mumbled it, but not too enthusiastically. So the impression we can get here is that the Iranian national team is not exactly singing the praises of the Iranian regime here at the World Cup. But we did hear one of the strikers of the team in the press conference say that, yes, they are going to try their best. They do know that people back home are looking up to them, that they'll be happy with the victory, and they want to make their people happy. But certainly a lot of ambiguity around the Iranian team during this match and this World Cup compared to the past. If you look back 24 years ago to that fateful match between Iran and the United States with the huge upset where Iran beat the United States 2-1, huge jubilation in the streets. The country was behind Iran. They had defeated their great geopolitical adversary, the United States, in that match. This time around, I'm not sure it's quite the same political undertones as we saw back then.
All right, Alec Pollard there at Bat Yam as the Israeli Jews, immigrants from Iran, wait to see their native country team square off. Thank you for that.